English Talk Show. Learn English through real conversations.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the English Talk Show podcast. I'm Peter.
And I'm Erica. It's so great to have you with us again. If you're new here, this show is all about helping you improve your English through real, natural conversations.
Exactly. We believe that one of the most effective ways to learn a language is by hearing how it's used in everyday situations.
And today's topic is definitely one of the most enjoyable ones, talking about hobbies and free time. I mean, who doesn't love sharing what they do for fun?
Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment telling us where in the world you're listening from. We love knowing where our audience is tuning in from.
Seriously, we've had listeners from Brazil, Japan, South Africa, Italy, you name it. And we love giving a special shout out in the next episode.
So go ahead and say hello in the comments and let us know what time it is where you are. It's always so cool to see the diversity of our community.
All right, Peter, tell us, what made you want to talk about hobbies today?
Well, it all started at this social event I went to recently. Someone asked me what I like to do in my free time, and I completely blanked.
No way, you, Mr. Podcast Host, didn't know what to say?
I know, right? I just said something like, I like stuff, which isn't exactly a great conversation starter.
I've definitely been there. Sometimes we forget how powerful specific vocabulary can be when we're talking about our interests.
Absolutely. That's why today we're going to help our listeners learn how to talk about their hobbies with confidence and enthusiasm.
Let's start with something simple. Think about your top 3 hobbies or free time activities. Got them? Great.
Now imagine someone asking you, so what do you do when you're not working? What would you say?
If your answer is just, I watch TV, don't worry, we're here to help you say it better. Like, I'm really into sci-fi shows and love binge-watching series on the weekends.
That's such a difference, right? It shows personality and it invites conversation.
Let's talk about reading and writing first. Peter, are you a reader?
Oh yes, I am an avid reader and always have a book with me. Right now I'm into historical fiction.
Nice. I enjoy writing, especially journaling. It helps me reflect and process my thoughts after a long day.
And for those listening, here are a few useful phrases. I'm an avid reader, I enjoy writing short stories, or I've been into biographies lately.
Now, let's move to something I think everyone relates to. Music. Who doesn't love music?
Music is my escape. I love exploring different genres from jazz to lo-fi hip-hop. Depends on the mood.
I'm totally into live music. There's something magical about the energy of a band playing right in front of you.
Okay, now it's your turn, listeners. Take a second and write down one hobby you love. Try describing it in 2 full sentences in English.
You can even pause this episode and speak out loud. Practicing like this will help build your fluency and confidence.
So, Erica, besides journaling, what else do you love doing in your free time?
Well, I'm really into cooking and baking lately. I find it super relaxing and I love experimenting with new recipes.
Oh, nice. I tried baking bread during the lockdown. Let's just say it didn't rise to the occasion.
Oh no, that's happened to me too. But when it works, it's such a satisfying feeling, right?
Totally. Cooking is also a great way to explore other cultures. I once made a Moroccan tagine, and it turned out amazing.
Yum. And here's a tip for our listeners. Instead of just saying, I like cooking, try saying, I love experimenting with dishes from around the world.
That's right. Add some flair to your vocabulary. It makes your English and your personality stand out more.
All right, moving on to sports and outdoor activities. I know you're into hiking, Peter.
Yep, hiking is my therapy. Being out in nature, breathing fresh air, it resets my mind completely.
I love that. I enjoy going for long walks in the park. It's a great way to clear my head and stay active.
And here are some useful phrases for everyone. I love playing soccer. I go running every weekend, or hiking is my favorite weekend activity.
You can also say, it helps me unwind, or it gives me energy and focus for the week ahead.
That's so true. When you express how a hobby makes you feel, It creates a deeper connection in conversation.
Speaking of connection, hobbies are such a great way to meet new people. Have you ever joined a group activity?
I actually joined a cycling group last summer. It was fun and exhausting.
I can imagine. I once joined a pottery class. Didn't make anything pretty, but I laughed a lot.
That's the beauty of hobbies. They're not about being perfect. They're about enjoying yourself and trying new things.
Listeners, think of one outdoor activity you've tried or would like to try. How would you describe it in English?
Maybe you want to say, I recently got into paddleboarding, or I've always wanted to learn how to skateboard.
Even if you don't do it regularly, talking about your curiosity shows openness and enthusiasm.
And remember, enthusiasm is key. Words like, I'm passionate about, or I'm really into, add color to your conversations.
Exactly. Don't settle for I like. If you can say something like, I'm absolutely hooked on photography, or I can't get enough of hiking trails.
We'll dive into some more creative hobbies in a moment, but first, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet.
And let us know in the comments. What's a hobby that makes you feel alive? We'd love to read your answers and mention a few in our next episode.
All right, let's talk about art and creative hobbies. I know a lot of our listeners love painting, drawing, or crafting.
Yes, I'm really passionate about painting. It's like meditation with colors, so soothing and expressive.
That's a beautiful way to describe it. I once tried watercolor painting. My trees look like green jellyfish.
That's part of the fun. It's not about being perfect. It's about expressing yourself. I love that.
And for anyone listening who's into arts and crafts, here are a few expressions. I enjoy doing DIY projects. I find drawing very therapeutic. Or I love making handmade gifts.
I personally enjoy calligraphy too. There's something magical about writing beautifully with ink and style.
That sounds amazing. You could say, I'm drawn to calligraphy because it combines art and language.
Ooh, I'm drawn to. That's a great phrase. Listeners, be sure to note that one down. It adds depth to your descriptions.
Now let's shift to something more digital, creative tech hobbies. Do you do anything with digital art or media, Erica?
Actually, yes, I love editing videos. Putting together little travel montages is one of my favorite things to do.
That's awesome. I've been experimenting with digital photography. Capturing moments with good lighting is so satisfying.
You can describe those hobbies by saying things like, I enjoy creating short films, or graphic design captivates me.
Listeners, here's your challenge. Pick a creative hobby, any kind, and describe it using one new word or phrase from today.
For example, I'm passionate about digital illustration because it lets me bring my imagination to life.
Or, in my spare time, I like designing posters and exploring typography. How cool does that sound?
Way cooler than just saying, I like art, right?
Definitely. The more detail you give, the more interesting your English becomes.
And you know what? Sharing hobbies is a great way to bond. It turns a simple chat into a real connection.
Yes, and that's what communication is all about. Finding shared passions and learning from each other.
We still have a few more types of hobbies to explore, so don't go anywhere.
Now let's wrap things up by talking about one of my favorite hobbies, traveling and exploring.
Oh, yes. I'm a travel enthusiast, too. There's something magical about discovering new places and cultures.
I couldn't agree more. Weekend getaways are my go-to. Even a short trip can be super refreshing.
One of my best memories is from a spontaneous trip to a small town where I didn't know anyone, but came back with friends.
That's the beauty of travel. It opens you up to new experiences and connections. You could say, I love immersing myself in local cultures.
Or exploring new cities is how I recharge. Much more exciting than just saying, I like to travel, right?
Absolutely. And even if you don't travel far, exploring your own city or neighborhood can be a hobby too.
So true. Being curious and observant can turn the ordinary into something meaningful.
Okay, before we end today's episode, Let's do a quick recap.
We covered so many types of hobbies, from reading and writing to music, sports, arts, cooking, and travel.
We also shared expressions like, I'm passionate about, in my spare time, it captivates me, and more.
And remember, specificity makes your language richer and more engaging. Don't just say what you do, share how it makes you feel.
Exactly. Whether you hike, bake, draw, or play the guitar, describe it with enthusiasm and detail.
Now it's your turn. In the comments, tell us, what's a hobby that you love and how would you describe it in English?
We'll be reading through your answers and sending greetings to some of you in the next episode.
And if you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you feel more confident about talking about your hobbies in English.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every little sentence you speak is a step forward.
Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and keep enjoying your free time, whatever that looks like for you.
See you in the next episode of the English Talk Show podcast. Bye!